And we're live. All right, what's going on, guys? It's Sam. We are back again, and today we're going to talk about what it's like being a video producer. And I wanted to talk about this because it's kind of like it hits on where I came from and my experience, and I'm really interested in helping you guys just discover if this is a path that's right for you. If you want to learn the skills and deal with the equipment involved in this kind of job. Also, if you're interested in doing freelance videography, everything that I go over today is kind of it's going to hit on that. It's going to give you more details and answer some maybe answer some questions that you've always had about it. So let's dive in. So let me go ahead and get my little overlay. All right, there we go. So. All right. So first off, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. My name's Sam, originally from Chicago. Since I was 12 years old, I've been making videos. I've been making little skits. I've been making, I would record myself playing video games and I would put that, I would make little montages and put that on YouTube. I would make all sorts of videos growing up all the way until I was about 18, and then graduated high school and went to college at Arizona State University studying digital culture with a concentration in film. I started off with a film degree, but decided I didn't want to write scripts or watch movies from the 1920s, so I switched that up and decided to go towards a digital media degree, which is generally accepted in the marketing industry. And so I took that path, got an internship my junior year that threw me into downtown Chicago, and I was editing videos for Hilton's and Marriott's and W Hotels and all these big brand hotels and Sheraton's as well. And I was editing videos, advertising them on social media. And then after that, I went back to school, graduated, and then got a job as a graphic designer for a marketing company. And I was a graphic designer for 2 months until I started saying, come on, guys, we got to make video. What year was it? 2015? It was 2016, almost 2016. And I was like, we have to make video. We have to start putting out videos for our clients, because we were running Facebook ads and Google ads for our customers, but with images. And I was like, we have to do videos. So let's see if we can film their spot and make a little advertising video. And so we started doing that, and then the business started exploding. I created my own videographer job out of it, and so I was doing exactly what I wanted to do. I was selling my boss on getting me new equipment. I was editing every single day, because that's my thing. I love editing out of everything within video production. And I was meeting new people every week. I was meeting other videographers and learning about their tips and tricks on a weekly basis. Throughout the next 3 years, I started traveling, because we started 2 podcast video series. And so we were traveling bi-weekly almost, and sometimes multiple times a week. And we would go out and interview people that were great success stories, or arguably the greatest of what they do inside of sales and marketing. And so we would travel all over the U.S., hit all the big cities, from New York, L.A. and Phoenix, which is where we were based. We were in Scottsdale, and Chicago, and just even Seattle, just every big city where these big companies are based. And so we'd go to these companies, interview their CEOs or their people of interest, and go from there. And so while we were doing that, I would have 4 cameras. I would have 3. It transferred from Sony Alphas to Panasonic GH5s, or GH4s actually. And so we ended up with 3 GH4s with a bunch of different lenses. We had 2 50 millimeter lenses on the close-ups for the 2 people in the interview, and then a main shot with a wide angle. And then we also had a crane, a gimbal with another camera on it. Sometimes it was zoom, sometimes it was fixed at 35 millimeters, and we would just kind of do this behind the cameras. and just kind of get that dynamic angle. And so when we bring it into the editing room, we just have 4 angles that we're cutting between, and then we cut each one. And then there's a philosophy and a psychology between when you want to cut and how you want to cut. And it's not just based on who's talking. It's based on reactions. It's based on flow of the conversation. It's like just because someone talks for 5 minutes, like you don't want to keep one camera angle on them the whole time. Like you want to switch it up. So like going through that, like figuring out that psychology, like I was just doing it by natural feel, and it worked out really well. And yeah, so then I was a video producer for about 3 years there, and then and then what happened? Oh, and then I decided to leave my job because I wanted to go full time on ParEdits, which is this YouTube channel. I have a business behind this YouTube channel. It offers, that free mini course I'm sure you guys have heard about. It also offers branding services, and I currently have a growth blueprint on how to reverse engineer your YouTube videos to get more views, or your YouTube channel rather. So basically, like I'm in it. I really want to help small brands grow. I want to help people learn how to edit for themselves, or teach people, teach a team at a company how to edit. And when I say edit, I also mean like animate and do everything that their videos need to like up their brand and bring more high quality. I haven't made any tutorials yet on like using cameras, and like in one of my lessons in my course, in my free mini course, I do go over how to use a Sony Alpha 6000. But it's not just about the camera; it's about like the concept behind like why you want to do those different things with the camera. But yeah, I plan on uploading more tutorials about actually how to set up and like how to do everything you need to do in order to create a quality video. And I already have like a whole list of gear that you would need to use. If you go to ParEdits.com/mygear, you can see that. I'm gonna put up my little notepad. Here we go. Bam, notepad, and ParEdits.com/mygear. Let me I just tried this out for the first time. I thought it would be a good idea. Okay, there we go. Bam. Okay, now you can see it. So yeah, if you go to that link, you'll see like all the gear that I use, all the gear that I have used, all the gear that works for me. It's an Amazon affiliate list. So like if you click on one of those and you buy something, then I would be able to get a little bit of kickback. But that's not what it's about. I only have that set up so that I can feed my livelihood. It doesn't take any money from you. It just like allows Amazon to be like, hey, thanks for making the sale, Sam. So if you guys are interested in buying any new equipment, you can go there. And that equipment, like I have reviews for all of it right there. Like every single piece of equipment has a little review about it. And if you have any more questions about any piece, you can always just send an email to me at wait for it, Sam@ParEdits.com. Yeah. So yeah, you can email me there with any questions you have. But yeah, so that was ultimately like my story of being a video producer. I also after I started ParEdits, about like, I don't know, 3 months into it, I got hired as a film editor to work on a movie in Hollywood. And it was a movie like, if you've ever seen Searching or Unfriended, those are movies that are based off of like the screen. So like, if you watch me literally right now and like you can see my mouse like moving around, and let's say I'm like texting people or going on Facebook and stuff, that's like what Screen Life is, and they make a full-on movie about it. It's 90 minutes. And so I was working on one of those and we completed it, but then COVID-19 came in and swooped us out of the office and really slowed down production. So I'm focusing more on going live and reaching out to you guys now. Yeah, so we're still waiting for, more work to come out of that. But the producers were like, no, we can't do it. It feels like it's COVID-19. We don't know what to do in the movie industry. So we're going to figure out how to spend our money elsewhere. But yeah, but I'm glad, like I'm glad to get back into this, because that movie was keeping me away. Because it was taking up a lot of my time. But it was great. It was a great experience. I was working on the strongest computers I ever worked on. I worked with some really good people. And yeah, it was definitely a great experience. But now I'm back here just helping brands grow and succeed. But yeah, anyways, so being a video producer for those 3 years, like, I hit on, like, I met a lot of new people. Like, I met a ton of new people, a lot of new people that are like great connections. They're either extremely good at what they do within like sales and marketing within their industry, or like they were other like video producers and videographers. And you just connect on Instagram or however you want to connect. And then, like, there's been so many times where like people would reach out to me, and ask me questions, or like I would reach out to them and ask them questions. It's just like, it's a great way to network and kind of understand like what other people are doing within the job, so that you can kind of find an interest in like, oh, like I kind of want to do videos like that. I kind of want to like follow that path. And because like you might see the new people that they keep meeting. And so you might really like find an interest in that. I mean, because like it's so valuable, because like the more people you meet, the more chances you have to learn about what you actually want out of your job. Because if you only meet like with like dentists and you're only doing videos for dentists, then you might get burnt out because you're only working with dentists. But if you really, really like dentists, then I'm sure you'll be fine. But it's just like the best thing about like this job and how it allows you to meet more people is that it gives you an opportunity to identify like what kind of people you want to work with, and how many people can you handle at once. Like, how many people can you work with at one time? Because like, even while I had a full-time job as a video producer working 50 plus hours a week, I was also taking on some freelance work because I wanted to know what it would be like to work with those people. I didn't take on freelance work because I needed the money. I did it because I wanted to like build a relationship. I wanted to see if this is something that I could pursue and like explore more within this freelance project. Unfortunately, most of those freelance projects were one and done. That's all they needed. But it definitely gave me an idea of like what people are asking for and what people need videos for. And while I was doing this, I was 22 years old to 25. So it was those 3 years of my life. And yeah, and also throughout those years, like I got a ton. What's up, advertiser? I see you. How do I say such? Okay, cool. I got you. If you want to join, if you have questions, feel free. It's no problem. That Zoom link is open again. I'm right here. I got a new background. So yeah. While I was there, like, not only did I meet new people, but I also like had a lot of fun with new equipment. It seemed like every couple years. Or at first I got a new computer after a year, and then a year and a half later I got another new computer. Both computers were $1,500 to $1,800. And they're powerhouses. They're like beasts, and it's necessary in order to pump out videos constantly, because we were pumping out videos at least like 4 to 5 a day. And that was because it was either an interview, a snippet, a video for a course that we were building, or a video for a customer. Because we had two sections. Like we had one section which I gave to my intern, who turned into a video producer as well. She's also still at the company and killing it. She has my old job, and it's pretty amazing. I should get her on this call, maybe. That'd be cool. I don't know. That would be like too spur of the moment. She probably wouldn't be able to. But anyways, maybe sometime in the future. But she like would take care of the customer side mostly while I was there. She would, because like that's what I was doing, and I needed more help because we were growing as a company. So I was like, I can't handle every single customer video and work on the interviews and make videos for courses and advertise our company. Like, I can't do all of it. So I had to hire my own intern. She interned for a few months, and then we turned her into full time, and then she took on the bulk of the client side. So that was a system. It was like, okay, we have a new client in the company. They're paying X amount for Facebook marketing, and they need a video for their ads. So we would require them to use their phones and use their iPhones and film all around their gym. We had a guide on how to film all around their fitness studio, because that was our niche. It was fitness. So they would film like their gym, and then they would send us that footage, and then we would edit that footage into a nice little video, along with like a green screen narration. We had our own saleswoman, and we put her on a green screen, had her read a script, talking about giving away a free offer, and then we laid that underneath some B-roll of that footage. And it worked really well. Like it was just a complete video with the intro, the free offer, with our saleswoman on the green screen, the B-roll going, describing what's going on, some text popping on screen every now and then a little logo outro. And it might be different now. I haven't seen the latest versions of the videos, but that is what worked, and it worked really well. And it grew the company from 500,000 in revenue to 3 million. Within a few years. And so I know they're much bigger than that because they just kept growing with that system. So that was one side, while the other side was a little more creative, because like when you create a system like that, after being creative and it works, then you kind of don't want to tweak that creativity too much. So you kind of solidify that, and that's what sells. And so that's how the company grows, because it's got a foundation. So it's got a thing that works, so leave it the way it is and have someone fill that role. And then on top of that, you have people who make videos to market the company, to work on the big productions, like the interviews with the four angles and the big guests, and you do that, and and you help, you're inside of like the team that helps strategize like where the business is going. So it's all about growth. So you need a video producer to work on the stuff that doesn't necessarily grow the company, but it sustains it because of what was already built. And they fall into the system and they just do it really well. And then also people who are into like a system, people who are like stuck in a system of editing a certain way and like talking to clients a certain way. It gives them more room to be creative within that space as well and improve the product. And so that was really great. And then I was focusing on like, all the other types of videos I mentioned. And so yeah, it's really great. Cause like, if you're making videos, like the position I was in, if you're making videos, on like long form interviews, like hour-long interviews, listening to people that talk about, their success stories. So like, the CEO of Orange Theory Fitness, or Grant Cardone or Russell Brunson or any of these big time entrepreneurs that we interviewed and we got to meet, and we spent hours with, like you learn, like, at least for me, like I was with my boss, he was learning on purpose because he asked for it, he was paying for it and stuff. For me, like I was learning secondhand. So, as a video producer and as a videographer, you get to experience life secondhand. It's really interesting. You get to live vicariously through the people that you're filming. And it's such an interesting concept, and I feel like everyone should experience that, because otherwise, like, how else are you supposed to kind of observe what people do in their lives? Like, that's why videography is so incredible, because it creates a path, and being a video producer, it creates a path to look at how the world works, what makes people tick, why people do what they do, who's integral, who's not, who's worth trusting, who's in a business that's like really valuable, like, and seems really interesting. Like, you get to see all these different things. You get to meet all those different people. And you also get to travel. Like, if you're good at what you do, you travel. Like, that's what a videographer does. That's why if you see like an ad for like full-time filmmaker or any of these guys that are trying to sell you how to learn filmmaking in 14 days and like all these crazy cinematic stuff, like they know you can, as a successful videographer, you can end up traveling the world and going wherever you want to go. It just depends on your connections. It depends on how you put yourself out there. It depends on everything. But like the potential is being able to go anywhere you want and meet anyone you want to meet. Because if you have a video that was really successful for one really popular person, you can pitch it to another popular person. They'll be like, oh yeah, like, let's make a video. I saw you did that. That was really awesome. So can you help me out? Like, and so you get to like meet with them and work with them. And that's why I feel like videography and being a video producer needs to be a part of like everyone's tool belt in the future. Even 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, with these phones, like, can you see that? Yeah. With these phones, they can record amazing video. Like, and they're not going to stop recording even better video. The only thing that they're missing is like full control over like the kinds of videos you can make. Like, sure, you can record in 4K, but it's variable frame rate, which is really hard to edit with if you're recording separate audio, because these things don't get good audio at all. So like, it's kind of tough to edit with video off the phone unless like you're making a really like straightforward, simple video. But like the way the world is moving forward, it's just like everyone's gonna end up being a videographer, because it's the best way to communicate. Everyone's going to end up having the ability to edit. Like, look at TikTok, the newest app that everyone wants to be on. Like, it combines music, it combines video, and it combines editing. And, like, you can put everything that, you know, culture has to offer into that. And, like, so people are learning about editing. People are learning, like, new different creative ways to, like, be funny or be entertaining. People are learning about angles on how to film. It's because they're learning how to communicate online, and that like video is the only way to do that, because you get real time, you get like the person's there, like that's as close as you can get, unless we got holograms coming soon. I don't think so, but like even then holograms, like they won't even tell you, like they don't give you enough like creative ability. Jensen, what are the most useful skills you need as a producer? And do you have tips on how to get started in building the skill sets? Okay, so the most useful skills, I think the number one most useful skill is editing. I really do, because editing is where you actually get the perspective of what you need to do outside of editing, which is filming and you know, recording sound and like lighting the scene and setting it up. Like editing is where you get to see the result in which you made from your script and like everything you set up to do it. So if you want to be a producer, this is exactly what I did with my intern as well. The first thing I taught her was editing. She knew nothing. We hired her. She barely knew anything about video. She made like a couple videos at school. But like she had such a great attitude and she was so interested in learning. That's why we brought her on. And so we brought her on. She was super fresh. She like basically knew nothing. She understood what a video was and like what it took to make one, but she never really had real experience. And so we started off just editing. All I did was teach her how to edit. I taught her how to graphic design as well, so you can add elements into your videos for marketing purposes. But like editing and like editing through interviews, because she would help me cut through interviews. Eventually, it took a lot. It took some months before I can elevate her up to like actually doing it herself and not getting my direct feedback all the time. But editing allows you to see the whole picture. Like you have to be able to sit down and look at the end result. Otherwise, like if you don't focus on editing, you know, it's gonna affect how you film. It's gonna affect like everything. And also, you should know when you get into editing after filming something crappy, you'll be like, well, that sucked. What do I do now? But the only way you can really identify if it sucks is if you're in the editing room. Yeah, I went through your online free course and it was really helpful. But what do you think is the next step after? That's a good question. So my online course it's titled "How to Create and Design Video Content for Your Brand." So that's it's kind of broad, but it fits within exactly what I'm talking about. So if you go through my mini course, you'll learn, you know, how to film a video, how to edit a video, why you want to edit a video a certain way, what gets viewed, what doesn't, what adds to your brand, what speaks like the most truth to what you're actually trying to do. And I show you the skills that you need, which is editing and filming, like how to use a camera. I have a little section on how to use a camera, and just like what you need to do in order to really jumpstart your brand. Because you don't want to look like when you look at someone else's videos, like a really successful vlogger or someone who sells shirts, or any of these people that like offer something of value. Usually they're, you can find some people that have really, really quality videos and they're really good at showing off like their testimonials and like They have really good design and aesthetic. Like that's what my course teaches you how to do. And so if you go through my free mini course, by the end of it, you'll notice that there's also a premium course, and it's got 3 more lessons. And those 3 lessons are the exact lessons you need in order to really like launch yourself with the videos you've created. So it teaches you how to make better videos for social media, and just like how to edit faster in Premiere Pro, and like create templates, and like really create a system that can help you be sustainable. So like everything you learn is like a heavy skill. So like you have this skill, and you have to like really learn how to like be like, okay, can I do this like multiple times? Will I actually be able to do this quickly? Like you might think throughout the mini course that it might not teach you how to do exactly what you want to do really quick. I can teach you how to do what you're trying to learn really quick, but in order for you to adapt it into your own lifestyle and create a system on how you can grow your brand, like it takes time for you to figure that out for yourself. And the next 3 lessons help guide you through that. It gives you more ideas on what kinds of videos you should make. It gives you more ideas on how you should structure your project. And it sets you up for just having like, just like I say in the description of the course, it helps you create an audience building and selling machine, where you don't have to do a whole lot of work. You just have to create that system. You have to create that process of the kinds of videos that you want to make. And once you have that created, it's kind of like drag and drop. You just be like, okay, I have my template. As you can see, my videos, like I have my little nav bar, and that kind of structures it out for the viewers so they can see when they want to skip through and if they want to backtrack. So I have my structure, and then I have my intro and my outro, and then I have a little overlays that pop up every now and then. And so like my course, my premium course, the course that you get after you finish the mini course, or the course that you can buy right now, if you go to, let me plug this in, ParEdits.com/premium. Oh wait, /create video -premium. Oh yeah. And then let me bring the font down just a little so it kind of fits. Stretch this out. There we go. Okay, so let's scoot over here. So yeah, if you go to ParEdits.com/create video -premium, you'll be able to see the premium course. And the premium course includes all 6 lessons. And those 6 lessons will allow you to turn your brand and your strategy towards growing your brand into a machine. It'll help you develop the templates that you need to build. It'll give you the mindset of how you want to approach putting your message out there, because that's also what it's really all about. Like you just want to spread your message. You want to be able, if you're making shirts, you know how to put those shirts out there. If you're trying to sell fitness, you want to put like the fact that you're selling fitness. You want to put out like how you do fitness. You want to be like, hey, I can do this, so that means I can show you how to do it. Do you want to work with me? Like it's, in order to put out a good video, like you don't necessarily structure it exactly how I said it. You got to have a great script. And I have people that can help create great scripts, and I can also connect you to them. And then if you like my scripts, I can share those with you as well, if you just like my terminology and stuff. But you got to get your messaging right, and then you got to wrap it in a video. You got to put your message and create it, put it inside of that present of a video, and then have people open up that video and watch that video and see like, oh wow, like everything that they're saying is so organized and it's value packed. Like I understand exactly what they're saying, and like it looks nice, and like it looks like they really care. And usually when I see people who care, I feel like I can trust them more, because like I know that they're really trying. Like they're people who try. They don't just sit back and like waste their time, and like they don't care about helping anyone. No, like if you see someone who cares about their video quality, that means you know that they also care to a deeper level. They're doing it because they want to reach you. Their videos look amazing because they want you to notice it, and they want you to notice it so that they can spread their message to you, so that you can actually see if you can get value from them based on what they're offering. Yeah, so that's what my premium course is all about. And like, I feel like everyone needs to go through it. Like, that's why I made it. Like, everyone needs to go through it, especially like people who already know video is valuable. They already know they need to add video. Like, even if you plan on hiring people outside of you to make videos for you, it's still important to go through this course so that you can actually know what it takes to make a video and how to strategize your videos and not have to throw thousands of dollars at someone and trust them to do it for you. If you can actually understand what you want and what you believe would be a great strategy, you can have a great conversation with a videographer that's asking for $2,000 to create a whole brand video for you. Like, you don't, like, if you know what you're talking about, you can save a lot of money. You can negotiate a lot. And so this course, like, if you're trying to make a $2,000 video or a $1,000 video, this course, if you complete the free mini course, it's $97. It's a special offer. I know I threw a little spoiler, but naturally it's $197. And that, like, even that price, like, if you go through the course, you will learn, like, you know, how to communicate better to people that you're hiring. You will know what it takes to make a video, and you'll know what you want. And so if you know what you want and what it takes, you can negotiate and bring that price down. You can save a lot more money when you're working with people on, you know, when they're trying to make videos for you. Because a lot of videographers out there rip people off. Hey, Sam. What if I'm not very organized? You're very organized. Do you recommend anything to be better organized? Well, to be better organized, it really just takes, like, you have to identify, like, what your priorities are. I only have a couple minutes left, so I'm just going to answer this real quickly. But you have to identify, like, what your priorities are. That's the basis of organization. Like, it's not just a matter of, like, I'm organized, I'm disorganized. It's really saying, like, I know what I need to do and how to do it fast, and versus, like, I don't know what I need to do, but I'm kind of just doing what I think is right, and I'm not putting a lot more thought into it. Generally, disorganized people, like, they don't put enough thought into what they want. But the reason why you're organized is because you know what you want. You want to be able to get your clear message out there, and you want to be able to do it as fast as possible. So that's why you get organized, and, like, you want to spread it. You want like, my biggest thing is, like, I want to spread kindness. I want I want to be kind to everyone I meet. I want the people that I meet to be kind to everyone that they meet. And so, like, that's kind of, like, my biggest thing, and I'm doing it through, like, you know, sharing these skill sets and wrapping it into a big package to show you how important communication is. Because communication is also organization. Because when you organize your projects, like in your own project manager, you're basically talking to yourself. How do you talk to yourself? And how you talk to yourself determines how you talk to other people. So if you talk to yourself in an unorganized fashion, you're going to talk to other people in an unorganized fashion, and you'll probably just stop caring about productive conversations, and you'll only fall into just humorous conversations, and those will be your friends. But if you find a way to talk to yourself in an organized fashion, it will help you communicate with other people outside of you and discover other people that talk the same way as you and will listen to you. And, like, it allows you to discover how you will serve people and how you will bring more value to people the more organized you are. So it really just takes, like, a clear vision. That's what helps with organization. You just got to know what you want and be driven to figure out how to do it faster. And if you need help, like, you totally reach out to me. Go to this is the last thing I'll say before I gotta go. ParEdits.com/helpline. If you go to ParEdits.com/helpline, you'll be able to talk with me one-on-one, and we could totally strategize something for you. We can totally dive into this and figure this out. And I'm looking forward to helping you. Like, I really want to, like, because this is fun. I love organization. I love video. I love communication. Like, I can just keep going. But I never thought of being a producer. When I become professional, contact you. Will have to hire me. Absolutely, advertiser. I will hire you. But first, we're gonna have to train you. All right. So let's get you through my course. Let's do more one-on-one sessions. Like, we should talk more. It's really important. Just because, you know, I feel like if you're here, then, you know, I know that I can serve you, and I would like to. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm overtime now. It's 11:34 over here. I'm in California. I gotta end it, but thank you guys for being here. Appreciate the conversation, and check out those links. I'll